You've seen this happen before. A meeting, a classroom, a group project, even your own life. The most prepared person doesn't get chosen. The person with the best ideas doesn't get heard. The one who moves forward is often the one who seems certain before they've proven anything. And the worst part isn't losing the opportunity. It's knowing you were more qualified. So you tell yourself, people are shallow. The system is broken. Competence isn't rewarded. But here's the uncomfortable truth. The world doesn't undervalue competence. It just doesn't have time to measure it at first. So it uses a shortcut. It judges the signal. Every brain you meet is doing a rapid scan. Is this person safe? Are they credible? Do they belong here? Should I pay attention? This happens fast, sometimes before you even speak. And once that first impression forms, everything you say afterward gets filtered through it. That's why two people can say the same idea, and one lands like authority, while the other lands like a suggestion. Same content, different container. Let's define confidence properly. Confidence isn't just a feeling. It's a mix of three things. First, signal. What your posture, voice, pace, and eye contact communicate. Second, state. Your nervous system, calm and present, or threatened and defensive. Third, skill. How you speak, structure ideas, and handle pressure. Most people focus on skill and ignore signal and state. They sharpen content, but neglect delivery. They prepare their argument, but show up with a nervous system that whispers, uncertain. So the room judges the signal before it judges the substance. Picture a meeting where you have a real solution. You're ready, but you start with qualifiers. I'm not sure, but this might be wrong. I just wanted to say, you think you're being polite, but the room hears, discount this. Then someone else repeats your idea with a steady tone. I recommend we do X because Y. And now the room is nodding at them. Not because they're smarter, but because their signal matched certainty. Here's where capable people sabotage themselves. They believe confidence must come first, so they wait. They don't apply until they meet every requirement. They rehearse endlessly before speaking. They shrink, just in case they're wrong. It feels like humility, but it's often avoidance. And avoidance creates a loop. I'm not ready, so you attempt less. Fewer attempts means fewer wins. Fewer wins confirms the belief. Meanwhile, the person who attempts more collects evidence, even through rejection. They treat failure as data. You treat it as proof. Confidence isn't built by thinking. It's built by repeated action under mild pressure, not reckless pressure, not throw yourself into the deep end, controlled reps. Because every time you act despite discomfort, your brain logs it. I survived that. I handled that. I can do it again. That's the engine of confidence. Here's a practical system you can use. Before meetings, interviews, difficult conversations, anything high stakes. 5 steps. Step 1. Decide your one sentence. Before you enter the room, write one sentence. My recommendation is blank. Because blank. If you can't state your point in one sentence, you don't have a point yet. This reduces anxiety because your brain isn't searching mid-sentence. Step 2. Regulate your state 90 seconds. You don't need magic posture. You need a calm nervous system. Feet grounded, shoulders relaxed. Inhale for 4. Exhale for 6. Repeat 5 cycles. This pulls you out of threat mode and stabilizes your voice. Step 3. Speak with downward endings. Many people accidentally turn statements into questions by lifting their tone at the end. Practice ending your sentences. Down. Not aggressive, just complete. We should do X versus we should do X. Same words, different authority. Step 4. Remove verbal disclaimers. Cut these phrases in high-stakes moments. I'm not sure. This is probably wrong. I just wanted to. Replace them with calm clarity. Here's what I'm seeing. My recommendation is, the trade-off is, you can be humble without making yourself small. Step 5. Collect evidence, the confidence bank. Afterward, write one line. I spoke clearly. I asked the question. I held eye contact. I didn't hedge. Your brain needs receipts. Without receipts, it defaults to fear and forgets your wins. In interviews, most people try to sound perfect, but decision makers often remember two things: how you made them feel and whether you seemed grounded. A calm, clear candidate with average credentials can outscore a brilliant candidate who seems uncertain, defensive, or scattered. So your goal isn't to perform confidence, it's to communicate stability. Try this for 7 days. Once per day, do a small confidence rep. Ask one question in a meeting. Make one clear recommendation. Say, no, that doesn't work for me. Once, introduce yourself first, or speak one sentence without hedging. Then log one line in your confidence bank. Did it despite discomfort. That's how confidence becomes real. Not in theory, in reps. Competence matters. But confidence is the multiplier that lets competence be seen. The room will still judge quickly. That part won't change. What can change is the signal you send and the state you build underneath it. So next time you walk into a room, don't ask, do I feel confident? Ask, what signal am I sending? And what's my rep today?